Quizizz is a gamified classroom quiz option. It is appropriate for all ages and content areas. Setup is simple. Once you create an account, log in and click on Create a New Quiz. Name your quiz, and then you can choose to create your own questions or import questions from quizzes that have already been published. Type in the subject of the type of question you are looking for, then click on one of the quizzes that come up and choose questions to add to your own quiz. When you're finished adding questions, click on Finish Quiz. Then choose the appropriate grade and subject levels, and your quiz is ready to go. Once your quiz is made, you have two options for your students to complete it. Click on My Quizzes and find the quiz you want to use. Then you can choose either a live game or a homework game. For a live game, click Live Game, then host the game, and a code will come up for your students to enter on join.quizizz.com. Once students are in, the game begins at the same time for everyone, but the questions appear on their devices at their pace, while the leaderboard can be projected at the front of the room to show students moving up and down as they answer questions. Students are provided immediate feedback when they choose an answer and can see their names move up on the leaderboard. When they choose an incorrect answer, they can also see the right answer appear. Students continue to work at their own pace and finish the quiz at different times. You can set time limits for each question to make sure that they're done in a reasonable amount of time. When everyone is finished, the game ends and the top 5 places are displayed. Sometimes choosing a homework game is more appropriate. Students are not competing against each other. They can complete the game at any time during the window that you set, and they can take it as many times as necessary to reach a certain score. When the homework game option is selected, the game code is generated, and you can write it on the board, email it to your students, or send it through other apps. This would be a great assignment for alternative learning days. A homework game looks very different in class, as students are all working independently and not interacting with each other as they were in the live game. After either option is completed, Quizizz generates reports you can use to evaluate how your students did and which questions were the hardest. When choosing the reports for the live games, there are different options. First, an overall score for each student is shown. You can also click on the questions to see how they did on each individual question as well. You can also click on the live dashboard to go back to the report generated at the end of a live game. This reviews who won and then pulls up the game highlights. The game highlights break down how each student answered each question, as well as showing how many students answered each question correctly. Across the top, it gives you interesting facts such as 3 questions had less than 40% accuracy, the toughest question, and the overall classroom accuracy. You can also click on each individual question and see what each student's answer was and how long it took for them to answer it. The homework game report is very similar. You go back to your main screen, click on Reports, and then choose one of your homework games. You see an overall accuracy score as well as individual scores. You can also click on the questions to see how each question was answered by your class. Overall, Quizizz is a great way to review concepts with your students in a fun, interactive way using technology. But if you don't believe me, ask them. What do you love about Quizizz?
It's really easy. No, it's not.
And it tell you like if it's
And it show you your right answer and it show you the good answer and the right answer and the wrong answer.
Yeah. And it tell you the good percentage.
And it's awesome. Yep.